So for this lab, I think it's lab 3.2, we were tasked with basically using Metasploit framework and Armitage to essentially exploit our target, which is, in my case, is my Metasploitable 2 virtual machine. So I'm just going to walk through quick what I did in order to exploit this machine. So first thing was an Nmap scan, a service scan. Just to see what services were running and what ports were open again. So hopefully that will complete relatively quick. There we go. So the vulnerability that I chose to go after was this Samba 3.x, 4.x vulnerability. So the next thing I did was, I know we were supposed to use OpenBAS, but I had trouble getting it to run. So I used this other program called Legion. I believe it's the upgraded version of Sparta, which I also used, but I enjoyed this. So click here to add the scope. So all we have to do is type in the IP address for the machine. We're gonna go, just to save time, we'll go polite. And you can set a bunch of different stuff in here. So as you can see in this the command prompt, it's going to start doing stuff, and same thing with this, it's going to start doing stuff. This tab in particular was nice because it's not here yet, but after it's done running, it shows a bunch of different vulnerabilities. But this is very similar to Nmap, but just another scan. It shows a bunch of stuff. As you can see, there's stuff up at the top here that you can look through. Like I said, after the scan is completely done, you'll be able to see different vulnerabilities that the virtual machine has. So we're going to let that run, but I've already ran that and know what I need to use. So we're going to actually use an auxiliary module. So we're going to say use auxiliary. Can we tab it out? There we go. Scanner SMB. Oops. MB underscore version. This is just Legion doing its thing. Alright, so we're going to use that. So now we are successfully in the auxiliary module. We're going to do a show options. Maybe show options. There we go. So as you can see, we only really need to set the threads and our hosts. I only did our hosts, so we're going to do set our hosts, and then this is going to be the IP of the virtual machine. So 192.168.100.7. So as you can see, that set the address. Then all we have to do next is just hit run, and then that's going to start that up. Might take a minute here. There we go. Auxiliary module execution completed. So now we are going to search for the vulnerability that we're going to use, or sorry, the exploit that we're going to use. So we're going to do that by going search, and then Samba, because we're going to use that. Like I said earlier, we're going to use that exploit. So if we search Samba, we get a bunch of different exploits that come up. This is the one that I use, this user map script. So we're going to copy this. We're going to type use. I can't type tonight. And then we're going to paste this in there. So that is all queued up. So after that, just gonna hit enter, and that will load that in right there. We're gonna do another show options, and it looks like we only need the our host again. So we're gonna do set our host again, 192.168.100.7, and now all that's left to do is exploit the machine. So that's going to send off the exploit, and you can see command shell session 1 open. And now to verify that we're in, we're going to do a uname -a. You can see Linux Metasploitable 2. We can also do a cat shadow, and we're able to read the shadow files. We can also do who am I, and we have gained root access, as you can see here. So yeah, this is the exploit that I used to get into my Metasploitable 2 machine. I also successfully did it in Armitage, but for the sake of keeping this video under 5 minutes or so, I'm probably not going to walk through that, but you can see all the screenshots and what I've done in my report that I will be submitting. But yeah, I really enjoyed this lab. It was very nice. It was a very nice challenge to see if I could try and get into my machine. So yeah,